everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is a little bit of a different background. I'm at my mom's, so I still wanted to be giving you guys content, and today is how to stick with a fitness journey. I've started and failed many, so I just kind of wanted to try and lay it out as simple as possible. This shouldn't be super complicated, and that's, I think, the biggest thing that trips up people is they try to make it more complicated than it actually needs to be. The most important thing when you're starting out is just figure out what your goal is. If you're wanting to purely lose weight and you're not really caring if it's muscle or fat, then you just pretty much want to jump right into a calorie deficit and do whatever movement works best for you. If you want to gain muscle, then you're going to have to be eating in a calorie surplus and doing, the weightlifting and progressive overload and things of that nature. If you're just wanting to move more, then just find more exercises that you enjoy. If you're wanting to just eat better, there's different categorizations of fitness journeys, health journeys, whatever it is. You want to figure out what your end goal is and start working towards that. Because if your end goal is wanting to build muscle and be strong and you don't super care at the end of the day what your weight is going to be, then what you really want to do is probably do body recomposition, which is going to be changing your diet and doing more weightlifting. If you want to be a distance runner, that's going to drastically change your nutrition. So you really just want to dial in what your goal is, and that's going to be a really good starting point for a fitness journey. The next thing you're going to do is probably write down one or two things that are going to help you get towards your goal. So for example, if you're just wanting to eat healthier, you want to add in 1 to 2 servings of fruit and veggies at each meal. If you're wanting to eat more protein, which is synonymous typically with eating a little bit better, you're going to want to have one good protein source at each and every meal. If you're wanting to do weightlifting, try adding in 1 to 2 weightlifting sessions a week. If you just want to move more, try 3 walks per week, 10 to 15 minutes. It's just small steps. And what I started doing was I did a habit tracker, and that helped me a lot. I'll put up some pictures of what habit trackers kind of look like to give you an idea, or you could print some off of the internet for sure. And this way I started tracking gallon of water a day, 8 to 10,000 steps a day, stretching, reading, whatever habit I wanted to implement to get me towards my end goal was something I put on there. And once I got to a month where 80 to 90% of the time that was checked off, I called that good. That is now a habit of mine and I'm good to go. And then you can add in something else, like adding in more veggies, adding in more fruit, adding in more protein, adding in more water, adding in more steps, getting better sleep. There's so many different things that can help your health get better and help your fitness get better that don't necessarily have to do with weight. And I want everyone to remember that. And once you figure out what one of your goals are, so let's say you eventually want to drink a gallon of water a day. Don't need to, but let's say that's your goal. And currently you're drinking half a glass of water a day. What I started doing, because I would go weeks without actually having a plain glass of water, is I started just drinking water every day. Literally a sip. I just had water in my body once a day. And eventually I started just craving water, just plain water. And I slowly started drinking a glass every day, and then 2 glasses every day, and then a water bottle every day. And once you slowly start making sure that you're increasing those habits and making sure you're keeping track of them, like every week or 2 weeks, go ahead and up it. Like for steps, if you're only getting 600 or 700 steps a day, try being like, okay, my goal is going to be 1,000 steps. And then once you hit that every day for a week, the next week, okay, it's going to be 1,500 steps, and start there. And if you're thinking, this seems small and this seems too easy, that's kind of the point. What you want to do is do small, sustainable changes. It's going to take time. And that's the most important thing, is you want these to be small adjustments that you can make and you can stick with, and therefore they will become habits and they will become the foundation of your healthy fitness journey. And so past that, just in case your goal is more physical activity, and let's say you don't have access to a gym, you don't have access to weights, your area around your home isn't safe, there are so many opportunities, or there's so many options on YouTube for fitness that you can do in your living room. Even if you are on the top floor of an apartment and you don't really want to jump and disturb your neighbors, there's so many options. Back in 2020, I was really trying to restart my fitness journey. I had just gotten out of a bad relationship. I was living in a 3rd floor apartment, so I couldn't really do a lot of jumping. I didn't really love the neighborhood I was in, so I didn't really like going outside for walks. And so what I started doing was I started finding low impact HIIT workouts. Heather Robertson is a great resource for this. And indoor walking workouts, Grow with Joe, Sharona's Hill. There's so many different yoga things, indoor walking workouts, HIIT workouts, so many things you can just do in your own apartment that either don't require equipment or a lot of equipment. And so if that's kind of where you're at, you know, start where you can, and eventually maybe you can join a gym, or you move somewhere where you do have access to go outside and walk, or you have access to a treadmill and someone gave you a treadmill. You know, it's just really just trying to make the changes that you can that are realistic, and that's how you're going to stick with this for the long term. The last thing I want to talk about is changing your diet, and that seems to be something that a lot of people are like, ugh, about, and fair. But what I tell people is if you're really just trying to eat better in a way that's going to make you feel better, just add in more fresh fruits and veggies, add in more protein, add in more water, and slowly things that don't make you feel as good are kind of going to start falling out of your diet. I never recommend avoiding anything unless you're allergic to it, which in that case, absolutely avoid it. So for me, I'm allergic to avocado, so I don't eat avocado. I love it, but I can't eat it. I have a little bit of a dairy intolerance, so I don't usually like having dairy, so I don't eat it a lot. But if you like sweets, eat sweets. If they don't mess with you and they don't make you feel bad, absolutely eat sweets. Just try to make sure you're still getting, you know, an apple or sweet potato or some broccoli or oranges or, you know, something. Just have some bananas. There's so many different ways you can incorporate fruits and veggies into your diet that it's just, you know, might as well start. What I like to do is I do an egg white scramble every morning for breakfast pretty much. And so I put sweet potato and broccoli in there, and I put about a serving of each, and I'm a happy camper. And then usually I'll snack on some kind of berries or mandarin oranges or something during the day. And I try to have at least some kind of veggie, even if it's a little bit, not quite a full serving, at my lunch and my dinner, just to make sure I'm getting some kind of those micronutrients in my diet, because those are so important for all of your brain functions and your body functions. So really, you're just gonna wanna start small. And if you don't wanna track your food, you don't have to. And that's what I feel like people lose that a lot, is people think if I'm on a fitness journey, I have to track my food. No, you don't. Just start adding in better foods. I don't want to say better, but adding in, you know, fresh fruits and veggies, whole grains, good swaps for things that are maybe not quite as nutritious. And you'll start seeing results just from that, because you're going to be getting that good amount of whole foods in your diet. And as time goes on, if you do stop getting results, you can obviously start tracking. I plan on making a video about that. I do have a video about calculating your macros if you're interested, and I'll link that down below. But really, if that's not something that you want in your life, you don't necessarily have to. I'm gonna say it will make gaining muscle a whole lot easier if you're tracking your protein intake. But just making sure that you're getting, you know, chicken, tuna, eggs, egg whites, salmon, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese. There's so many, beef, obviously. There's so many high protein sources that we can add into foods in different and fun ways that, you know, there's so many options. Protein powders are also an option. I just wanted to do something really quick, really simple, really easily mentally digestible, that if you want to start your health and fitness journey, nothing is stopping you. There's so many little changes that you can make today to get that going. And if this helps, I hope you guys follow me for more. I hope you enjoyed this short little video. I'll go ahead and click like, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.